Hey guys, welcome to Design Creators, where we learn graphic designing to become a better designer. So please do not mind for my language. I'm not an English speaker. I talk not that good. So if you enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. Please leave that thumbs up button, so it will be really helpful, and subscribe button as well as the notification bell icon, so you will receive notifications whenever I upload something. You will get that to your mobile or your computer. So that's it. This is going to be a wallpaper design. I'm going to use Photoshop for this. Enjoy the video. So guys, the first thing that we have to do is we have to create a new document. So the size I recommend you is 1920 1080. The reason is because this is a full HD size, will fit to your laptop or your desktop computer perfectly. The resolution 72, and if artboard is enabled, please disable it on the newest version and press create. So first thing, we have to create a background. To do that, press this half moon or the half circles, I call it that way. You have to go to gradient, the second one, then press here, then you have to select the third one. From here, the black color, let it be, but we have to click this button or the slider, I call it. Click the slider, press this color and change it to a dark color. That means it should be very dark gray. It's not even visible, but it's okay. Press OK, and here as well. Now I want the gray, the dark gray, to come to the down. So what we do is press reverse and go back again to gradient option. What we can do is, let me try to pull this little bit here and this one little bit to this side. So what am I doing is, I need the end of the horizon line. So this way, it's like this pathway is going to the infinity. The background is infinite. That is the idea behind it. Next thing, we have to create the tube lights, or we can call it a ring of lights. To do that, you just have to select your ellipse tool, which is this circle one. Press that and make sure there is no fill, and there should be white color stroke selected with the pixel of little bit, maybe 5 for now. Let's change it later. So all you have to do is create a perfect circle by holding down shift, so that you will get a perfect circle. After you do that, get the move tool and make it bigger. So as you can see, we have to hold down shift in order to get a perfect circle. I'm holding down shift. I think I'm fine with that, and I'm going to press enter. After that, I'm going to select this one as well as the background. Now I'm going to press this center, so that this ring will be coming into the center of the background. That is exactly what I wanted. Now all we have to do is select this layer. I think that the width of the circle is not enough, so I'm going to go back again into the circle options and make this width a little bit bigger. That is good for me. So let's rename this layer by double clicking the name, and I'm going to say ring light, so later we can have a proper idea on what's going on with lots of layers, right? So now all you have to do is duplicate this, select this, and this time go back again to the shape tool options, and this time enable the fill but disable the stroke. So you will understand why in a while. Now disable this for now and select this and press the new layer icon here. So we will be creating an empty layer. Once it's done, you have to select a color. I have already selected this type of a blue color. That is what I'm going for the lights to be, the glow lights to be. And if you want the same light, please type please type this code or select a type of blue color that you want to, and I'm gonna press OK. And I'm also going to swap these colors by pressing this or X button so that they will switch. So now I have this color selected. Now I am going to select the brush tool by pressing B, and I'm going to right click anywhere on the artboard, and I'm going to make sure that the hardness should be set to 0%. So we will have a very smooth, very blurry shape like this. So that's what I want to do. So now I'm going to click and see if this is going to work out for me. I think it's okay for me, and I'm also going to reduce its size a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go along the circle like this. I'm going to brush along the circle like this. So sometimes it can go wrong, so all you have to do is press Ctrl Z to go backwards. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm going to create a glow effect around the bulb, the ring bulb, like this. So if you are happy with that, or if you want more effect, you can do like this. Some certain things you can do, it doesn't matter. Once everything is finished, all you have to do is now make sure that this is selected, and I will also rename it as glow ring, so we know what's going on. So it's glow ring, select that, or you can type ring glow, whatever, select that. Make sure now keep your mouse here. This, can you remember that we duplicated this already? So now hold down Control and press this. So we will be making a selection around this circular path. That is exactly what I wanted. Now all you have to do is this should be selected, and press the delete button and Control D to deselect it. Now if you can hide this ring light, which is this, you can have a proper idea of what's going on. There is this light glow effect is going on. That is exactly what I want. Now if you feel, you can delete this. We don't want that anymore. Now everything is perfect for me, and I will enable this. And I also want to make sure that I'm going to cut this into half circle. So select that, right click the layer, rasterize the layer. Now you will have the capability to cut it. Select rectangle marquee tool. Somewhere here I'm going to make a selection like this, and I'm going to press delete. After I have done that, as you can see, to delete this selection, press Ctrl D to deselect. And if you pull the ring outside, notice that the missing parts or the hidden parts, we didn't delete that. So we have to make sure we delete all of them. So I will select both of these layers, put them at the top, and I will make sure I make another selection like this, and I will select this is the one that we want to, this white color ring. So let me delete it and Ctrl D. So now we can select both the layers, get the move tool by pressing V, and get it down like this. And of course I missed one thing. I should have deleted this also at the same time, right? So that should be deleted too. So what you do is get the rectangle selection tool, keep your mouse somewhere here, click drag, make a rectangle, and press delete while this layer is selected. Ctrl D to deselect. So now everything is nice. There is this bulb, ring bulb, and light is glowing, but we have to now make sure that there should be a flow, and this light should be placed on top of the flow. For that, to make it happen realistically, what you have to do is create a new layer, select the brush tool with this color selected, the blue, and make sure that your background color, which is this, should be selected white, and press OK. Once you are done, little bit make the size of the brush like this. Make sure that this blue is selected. One click on the screen, and make sure that you don't move the mouse now, but press the X button on your keyboard and left square bracket key few times to reduce the size of the brush, and one click. So we will have something on like this, a glow effect going on a very new layer. Get the move tool. Now you can move that according to your wish. Let me place it somewhere here. So now the trick or the illusion behind this is, if I make this like this, if I reduce its proportion from the top and if I place it like this and if I zoom out all the way, now it's kind of like it is there on the floor, right? So that is the trick behind it. So let me also make it little more thinner to make it look more realistic, and now it looks like it is there living on the floor. So what you do is select this layer and we can say it as flow light, whatever you want to call it, that way you can understand it later. So select that, and now I'm going to duplicate this layer because we need for this side as well as right. So what you do is hold down Alt, click drag it by holding down Shift now, so that it will maintain a straight line. Also it will duplicate at the same time and leave both keyboard and mouse. So we will have something like this. So it's exactly looking like it is there on the flow, right? So what we have to do now is simply select all of these layers and we are going to group them together, and the group button is still here, but I'm going to press Ctrl plus G to group them together and double click on the group and simply rename it as ring light. So we have a proper idea on what is that. So a group is done, group is there, just place it somewhere here. Notice that now while the group is closed, if I try to drag drop it, notice that I cannot select the entire group, right? If something happens to you like this, simply all you have to do is, while the move tool is selected, which is this, make sure this drop down menu says group, so you can select the entire group together. Click drag, notice that the entire group is selecting together. And I'm a little bit making sure that it is on the center. Now all I have to do is select the group and Ctrl J to duplicate the group, and I'm also going to make sure that I want to make it small by holding down Alt. So we will have something like this. What you do is press enter and do it several times. Ctrl J, once again, as you can see, copy to, so hold down Alt, done, enter, Ctrl J another time. I just need last one more, the last one. So I have it created like this. So as soon as you do this, you will feel like there is a tunnel going on, or you can call it a cave, or whatever you want to call it. So it's like an endless loop going. Something like this is very awesome with like neon lights or the ring lights going on there. So I kind of feel all of these looking a bit more small to me. What I can do is select all of this group, and I'm also going to make all of them little bit much more bigger, like this. Why not? Your wish. So now while I do this, I felt before that this ending of this the horizon line or the ending of the infinity should come to this place. So what we can do is I can select, double click here and go back again into gradient option, just mess with these sliders, and yeah, I will just keep it over there, I guess. So I will have a ending there, I mean the horizon line there, and press OK twice. Now this place here looks empty for me, so I'm going to fill it with details. So while I do that, what I thought was, so I can duplicate this and I can even put it down here, and it will be the last one. So what you can do is now hold down Alt and make it bigger like this and press enter. Now what we can really feel is, what I can feel is that now it's like the cameraman who captured this image looks like he's standing down the cave and taking a picture, something like that. So that is more detail coming into the wallpaper. That is exactly what I want to. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make sure that there is a light glowing at the back here, a light glowing at the back. So create a new layer for that. So I'm going to call it backlight, so we can later understand, right? So backlight, select that. Same like before, we have to create a light glowing, so make sure that blue is selected, and you can press this to swap the colors. Get the brush tool B, one click there, reduce the size of the brush little more, and exchange the colors to white, and one click there. So we have this light, right? So you can keep it at the behind, at the very behind. So I'm going to make sure that it is centered. So it is centered, and all of these should be going to this side a little bit, except for this, I guess. So all of them are in the center. Anyway, let's go back here, and I'm also going to make sure that I'm going to increase the size of the brush little bit like this. I mean the glow effect. So now I need to cut this into half. Very easy to do that. You have to make sure that select this and just create a box like this and press delete. Control D to deselect. We have this light glowing at the very end, at the very end. I will place it somewhere here, and I feel like I need the gradient to come a little more down, like this. Oops, I need to pull this diamond a little bit to this side, and I'm going to make sure that something like this. Press OK. So if you can clearly see that you can see the difference between the flow and the top part. Select this. Now select this, because what I want to do is the light here looks very sharp. We don't want that. So select that, go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Simply make sure that we have a bigger glow radius. So we will have something like this. From the far away it's glowing. That's fine, that is there. So next thing what I can do is, what I felt was that there is no proper detail. I mean, there should be too many things going on, but there is not too many things going on to make this look like real to me. So what I thought was what if I thought this side is filled with blue color light and this side is filled with a different color, so there will be more detail to this wallpaper, so it will look to the eye pleasant, so we can see a pleasant image. So I thought, why not I find out the opposite color, or we call it the complementary color of blue. So what I thought is that I will go to this website, which I already know, known as sessions.edu. You can go here, or simply type on Google as color wheel. Use this keyword color wheel and click the first link. You will be taken into this link, I mean this page. What you have to do is go here, select this blue color, and make sure you copy this color code, and press Ctrl C to copy that. Let me press cancel, go back into the website web page. Here it shows pick a color. What you have to do is just copy that and paste it there. Now as soon as you do that, and you also gonna make sure that there should be complementary color selected. While you do that, complementary, not this one but this one. So now this is the opposite color. This is the opposite color of this, or what we can say is the complementary color. It's like this. Alright, so they are very beautiful looking, and currently in the graph it is not showing the opposite color. I don't know, for some reason this graph is not working, but the colors are shown accurately because I have not connected to the internet, I guess. Yes, I'm not connected to the internet. Anyway, we found the color. You just have to copy the color, go back again into Photoshop, simply fill this white color to that color, Ctrl V, press OK. So now they are the opposite colors, because now they have a lot of contrast between them, so there is more detail we can add to. So now it's going to be a hard task. Let me try to do this quickly. It's tricky too at the same time. So the first ring, this one, let's change this half color into orange. Open this drop down menu, find out this is the glow ring, right? So see that it is it. So what you have to do is go take a copy of that. There are two. Select this one, and I will make sure that this side is blue and this side is orange. So what I will do is I will select this. I will get the eraser tool, which is here, and I will make sure hardness is set to 0, and I will erase this part like this. After I do that, one part is really gone, one part is gone. Why it's visible? Because there is another layer. So simply select the other layer, and what you can do now is hide the other part and erase this part. Now we have two colors going on, right? So very easy. So you select this one, which is on the left side ring color, select that, and simply you press Ctrl I to invert the colors. Ctrl I means it will invert to its opposite color, or else what you can do is press Ctrl plus U, you will taken into hue saturation option. Simply pull this slider all the way to this corner, and still they will be the same color, which is the opposite color. Anyway, you can do both the ways. The easiest way is Ctrl I, invert the colors. Done. Close this drop down menu, open the next one, select this, Ctrl J, and what you have to do is, let me hide this part, select this, E for that, and I will erase a certain half, the half, not certain but the entire half. Anyway, I will do this continuously like this, enable this, select the left side and Ctrl I, so that it will duplicate. And you have to do this very quickly. Let me speed the video right now. Okay guys, so I quickly did that part, and we also want to make sure that this lights also should be inverted, but there is a problem with that. I will show you what is that. So simply let us select this one, which is this, open that, which will be flow light, right? Which is, yeah, of course, the flow light, which is on this side. Now if you press Ctrl I, the white color inverts to its opposite color. What is the opposite of white? It is white, right? So it turns into black color. So we don't want that. So let me press Ctrl I back again, Ctrl D. If something went wrong, so let me press Ctrl Z several times. Let us go backwards. And this time for this you have to press Ctrl U, and now pull this all the way to this side. So the white stays where it is, the orange, the blue changed to orange. That's what I wanted. Like this you have to, I did for this side, that is totally wrong. I should have done it for the other side, which is this flow light copy, Control U, let me do it. Yep, I have done. Now let me speed the video and do for the rest of those. Okay guys, hope you have got to know how to do all of this. Now let me zoom in and select this light, and we have to do the same thing for that. Nothing is so much hard. All you have to do is take a copy of that, get the eraser tool, make sure you have hidden the other one, eraser tool, and you just have to do something like this and do the opposite like this, and enable both. Select the right side one, which is this, Control U, not Control I this time, pull this all the way to this corner. Okay, so we have a light thing going on at the very end. That is really nice. So we are at the very end of the tutorial, which is the last part. Very easy stuff. All you have to do is now you have to download the brush that I'm gonna say. So I will leave the link in the description to download the brush. Right now I'm gonna use a smoke brush. The download link will be there. You just have to install it. And now I'm going to tell you how to load brushes into Photoshop after downloading it. Select a new layer, create a new one, press B to get the brush tool, right click, press this gear icon, go to load brushes. Where can I find it? Is import brushes. In your version, if you have an old Photoshop version, it will say load brushes. Anyway, they are the same. Import brush, select the download brush. This is the link. I will leave it. Press this and press load. That's it. You got it. You have to locate your brush and simply load it. After you load it, go down all the way and you will see the loaded brushes like this. These are some beautiful looking smoke brushes like this. So before I come with the brush, let me rename this as smoke effect. Once again, create another new layer, and I'm going to say this as fog or mist. Fog or mist, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to give a fog or mist effect. After I do this design completely, I thought for a long time, this doesn't look not realistic to me, although it's really nice that there is this glowing effects like a cave. But what if I want to make this look more beautiful, more alive? So what I thought to create a fog or a mist effect. Very easy thing to do. Simply use these colors for that. So select blue, get the brush tool and hardness 0. Now what you can do is make sure that the size of the brush is much more bigger, like this. And what you do is simply just one press like this. As soon as you do that, you will see a huge magic going on. A huge magic. That the magic is that everything becoming more alive, more beautiful. And create another new layer, and you can call it fog mist 2, and select that. This time swap the colors to orange. Do the same thing to this side as well. Do not keep the center of the brush inside, but make sure it is on the half, like this. Let me take it a little more inside. Yep, after you do that, simply select both of them, change the color mode to screen, and it's becoming more alive. So before I do that, if you can see, it's not looking like there is fog going on. So now if you change it to screen, this white color becomes more into visible. So there is light rays going on all over, mixed with the fog. If you ever see a light with a place where fog or a mist is filled through the entire environment, simply see a light and you will notice that the light rays will spread all over the fog. That is the same thing going on here. So that is what makes this image looks more beautiful and more alive, and this is like a perfect abstract wallpaper. So I'm into the final part. Let's make this look more alive. So I thought, why not let me use a brush for this, which is this, the brush that I downloaded. So B for brush, make this smaller. The size of the brush should be much more smaller, right? So I will make it small, like this. Brush, use the square bracket keys, which will be easy. This size of a brush is fine for me. Now I'm going to select the smoke brush. There are varieties to choose from, but I'm going to choose is maybe this. Yeah, now select that, and what you have to do is make sure your caps lock is off, and the size of the brush is much more bigger at first when you select it. So keep on reducing its size, so you will be seeing the size of the brush, and it will look like the PC is stucking while you do that. if the size of the brush is little bigger. Anyway, let me change this color to blue. One click there, and this is the magic. As you can see, as soon as you do that, it looks like there is more depth, more detail into this image here. I feel it's looked nice, but what I thought was, I will put this layer, smoke layer, inside here, inside this group, inside this rings group. So what I thought is, I found the ring, which is, I guess, this, yeah, it is ring light copy. So what I have to do is simply drop it and put it inside this group, open that group, and I'll also make sure I will put them down the group. Once you do that, notice that this part, if you can see the difference, now it is no longer hidden, so there is like a more detail, right? So now it looks like the smoke is coming in front of the light, now going backwards the light. So that is, it's some kind of details I thought to do. Next thing that is very simple. Once again, create a new layer in here itself. You can even call it smoke 2. Smoke 2. This time you have to select orange and get the brush, but to be more precise, more detailed, select another type of brush, but make sure it's not a vertical brush like this, but a horizontal brush. We can say it should like this, maybe, why not? And this time, yeah, the size of the brush is much more bigger. Let me increase its size a little bit, and one click, and I feel this looks like more type of a vertical brush. I don't want that, so I want a horizontal looking brush. I think this is the one we already selected, so let me go to a different one. This, I'm going to select this, and I'm also going to rotate it. The rotation I cannot see is that because I have to open this button, so you have to press this button, and now you can do the rotation and see the differences lively. So now the size of the brush is much more bigger once again. Anyway, this is perfect. Now I'm gonna one click here, and I'm also make sure that I'm going to rotate this completely to this side, like this. Why I did that? Because the small part of the brush, which is this part, if you can see the end, which is this end, it should be small compared to the beginning. So the more the smoke goes into far away, it will become small. So little things make it look more high detailed, right? So I guess it is nice. You can play some more, or however you want to name, you can add your name. And this is this wallpaper design. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's tutorial. And if you enjoyed this video, if this is helpful to you, please make sure that press the subscribe button, which will be so much helpful to me, and the like button as well. It will be a great support for me. And before I leave, let me teach you one final step, which I will tell you how to save a Photoshop image with its 100% quality of what you are doing here. So what you do is go to File, go to Export, and you will see Save for Web or Save for Web Legacy, and Alt Shift Control is the shortcut. If you don't find this, the place that where it is now, if you don't find it, make sure you use the shortcut. Press this button. You will get into this option. Now through this drop down menu, select JPG and change the type, the quality to 100. And if this is optimized, please make sure it is not optimized. If you do optimized, it will be reducing its file size by optimizing. We don't want that, so make sure you do this step and press save. And once you are saved, it is perfectly done. You will be having a beautiful wallpaper with 100% quality of what you created. Alright guys, see you on another tutorial. Take care. Peace out.